Toyota can ruin the Tacoma. Let's hope not. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Robmotive. I wanted to get on here because I've been thinking, what things are there that Toyota can do? How can Toyota ruin the Toyota Tacoma? Well, for me anyway, and I know for a lot of you too, because you leave comments about these things on the channel that you're not too hip about these either if Toyota doesn't get it right. So let's get into it. Number one, make the Toyota Tacoma even more gutless. I think generally it's agreed upon, and I know there are some outliers out there, that the Toyota Tacoma doesn't have a ton of power. And it's not because there's no potential there, it's because it's the way Toyota sets it up. They set the truck up in such a way that it's basically gutless. It's probably one of the least powerful trucks out there. It's gutless from the beginning in the form of throttle lag. That can be taken care of with numerous products. I use the Sprint Booster, completely transforms the truck, but it comes from the factory. It's born gutless. They need to make sure that when they redesign or whatever it is that they're going to do, maybe there'll be an intermediate step, who knows, that they don't make the truck even more gutless than it is now. It just makes the truck not so much fun to drive, at least not as compared to others out there. I have a Hyundai Santa Cruz. Now, it's a Turbo 4, but I gotta say, it's more fun to drive because it's quicker, it's faster. 0 to 60 in 6 seconds, some say 5.9. So it's off the line quickly. Now, that's not to say that you're out drag racing the truck, but it just makes it a more pleasurable experience when you hit the gas and the truck actually goes. When you're trying to merge on the freeway and you nail it and it goes, it just makes it more fun to drive. And hopefully Toyota doesn't make it even worse, particularly when they go with the 4-cylinder turbo, because that's coming. Number two, don't Honda Ridgeline it. Now, what am I talking about? Well, what I mean is, hopefully in the redesign that's coming, they don't change the body style so drastically that it more resembles the Honda Ridgeline. And the thing that I really don't like about the Ridgeline has a lot of neat features on it. That trunk in the bed, some other things. You can put speakers in the back. I suppose you can put speakers in the back of the Tacoma too. But what I'm talking about really is the roofline. That's the thing that I'm not so positive about when it comes to the Honda Ridgeline. Kind of goes back and then it has a weird drop. I don't dig that. I've noticed that about the Ford Ranger as well. It has just kind of a weird look where it goes down in the back. The rear windows behind the cab. Hopefully they don't do something like that with the Tacoma. I think Toyota has a winner out there in that electric Tacoma that you've seen probably all over the web. It's that white truck. I'll pop a picture up right here. I think this version of the Tacoma is awesome. It looks fantastic. Hopefully, Toyota is monitoring the reaction of people out there, at least in appearance, to that truck or what people think it looks like. Because I think it's a winner. I think it's an improvement over an already awesome looking version of the Toyota Tacoma. If they went with that version, I think it would be a huge hit, at least aesthetically. Now they just have to overcome the gutlessness and maybe some of the tech. Speaking of tech, don't add the raised screen. The infotainment screen. Toyota seems to be going this way. Instead of integrating it in the dash, making it look nice, kind of like the Hyundai Santa Cruz, and I'll even go as far as the Ram, their great big integrated screen. They just it looks like take an iPad, shove it in there, and it sticks up above the dash. It's like it's an afterthought. They need to integrate that screen into the console area. Is it that hard to do? Why has Toyota decided to go the route that they've gone? And they're doing it in all of the vehicles. The new Tundra, for example, it has that screen that just kind of sticks up above the dash. I don't know that I've heard one person say that they really like that they prefer that it juts up and sticks up above the dash as opposed to being integrated. I'm sure there's probably one or two out there, and I'm sure they'll key in on this video, but I think it needs to be integrated. It just looks like a more finished, thought out look. Number 4, give us horrible gas mileage. Now, I know there's going to be an improvement. There's no way that Toyota puts out a new truck and doesn't improve fuel economy. That would be a huge leap backwards, particularly if fuel costs stay the way that they are or become even worse. I mean, could you imagine Toyota putting out a brand new Tacoma in this environment and giving us 3 or 4 miles per gallon less than we currently get? There's no way that they should do that. It has to be a substantial increase, particularly if they go with the 4-cylinder turbo. You know, I think that's one of the only ways that you're going to get the diehards out there to swallow that pill. If they can get much better gas mileage, you're going to be more apt to accept that 4-cylinder turbo than if it doesn't. And I mean doesn't get better gas mileage, substantially better gas mileage. I'm talking an average of somewhere around maybe 26, 27, 28 miles per gallon. That would be awesome. And number 5, destroy the modability of the truck. I think that one of the reasons the Toyota Tacoma is so popular, it is still number 1 by the way, is because you can customize it. You can make it your own. There are tons of aftermarket parts out there that you can put on the truck. Everything from bolt-on to things that are a little bit more complicated. Toyota needs to maintain that. They've done an excellent job of it so far. You know, I've done a lot of mods to my Tacomas over the years, and I have to say, they set the truck up perfectly for that. It is very conducive to the simple garage mechanic like me. I won't even use the word mechanic. How about weekend warrior, mod adder, to be able to go out and bolt things on. You know, I'll use the roof rack as an example. On the roof rack, you have that rubber seal, right? You can pull that thing off, and it's easy to do. You can do it by hand. And underneath are threaded holes to add a roof rack. I mean, Toyota didn't have to do that. Certainly it must have been planned, granted, probably for their own purposes so that they can get people to buy them and add them on, and it costs them less labor to do it. But still, little things like that that are set up in advance to make it easier to add your own mods and things. Much simpler on the Tacoma. The other example I'll give you is the grill. You know, 4 bolts and it just pops right off. I looked at taking the grill off my Hyundai Santa Cruz. You practically have to remove the whole front end to do it. Same thing with the Ram 1500 I had. Those folks definitely don't set their trucks up in a manner that makes mods easy. Anyway, those are just a few areas, things that Toyota can do to ruin the Tacoma. Hopefully they don't do any of those things. They give us what they want and make it easier, or at least as easy, for us modders out there. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Are there any other ways that Toyota can ruin the Tacoma for you? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Robmotive JT, all about Jeep Gladiators. Right now, the Jeep Gladiator Mojave. And Robmotive MT, all about mini trucks. Currently, the Hyundai Santa Cruz. Check them out, and if you're interested, why not subscribe? Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.